The year was 1934. Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers had made a splash in their supporting roles in Flying Down to Rio, and the execs, as execs do, smelled money. They quickly took Fred's first and last leading role on Broadway, gave it a quick rewrite, replaced the leading lady with Ginger Rogers, changed the name, and voila, the gay divorcee. Because divorce isn't fun, but Ginger Rogers is. From the Broadway show, they kept Eric Rhodes, Eric Blore, who had had a small role in Flying Down to Rio, and added Edward Everett Horton, who quickly became a staple of the Astaire-Rogers films, always playing Fred's idiot friend. Alice Brady is along for the ride too. She's no Helen Broderick, but she's funny enough. They also added a lot of dancing, and I mean a lot of dancing. The movie clocks in at 107 minutes. 8.5 of those are devoted to a single dance number, the Continental. Hey, it got him an Oscar. Incredibly, they threw away the entire musical score by Cole Porter. One does not just throw away a score by Cole Porter, but they had the wisdom to retain Night and Day, which was the showstopper. The sensuous dance number for Fred and Ginger, their first together in the film, leads up to one of their most famous double entendre.
Cigarette?
And that pretty well sets the tone for this entire film. People think of the Fred and Ginger movies as sweet, innocent, romantic comedies, but if you look at the three core films out of their series, they seem to be vying to see how many sex jokes you can squeeze into a G-rated film.
You can't have a clandestine affair between three people.
Oh, that's what you say.
The movie even has a dance number called
Let's Knock Me.
It's a sort of a game?
They say make hay while the sun shines.
Agricultural.
So let's make hay while the moon shines.
It's not exactly subtle. One aspect that hasn't aged terribly well is the film's endless desire to showcase hot chicks. Thankfully, that sort of thing's in the past. Hollywood has really grown up since then. So we should probably talk about the story a little. In a lot of ways, it's your standard rom-com. They meet cute, she refuses his advances.
Now, can I offer you something? Frosted chocolate, Cointreau, Benedictine, marriage?
Oh, what was that last?
Benedictine.
No. After that.
And eventually, there's a wacky misunderstanding.
So you're the man I've been waiting for.
None other.
I'll be waiting for you in my room, 216 at midnight.
Meanwhile, Fred's buddy Egbert is trying to prove himself as a lawyer by obtaining a very difficult divorce for a mysterious young woman. Egbert's also the old flame of Ginger's aunt. And yes, Ginger is the woman who needs the divorce. Egbert, who's an idiot, hires an ineffectual gigolo to pose as Ginger's lover to be caught by her husband.
Come in.
This does not work, probably because the gigolo is gay, as played adorably by Eric Rhodes.
My slogan? Your wife is safe with Tonetti. He prefers spaghetti.
Here's his response when Fred says he's going to step in and take his place as Ginger's pretend lover.
You are no longer needed. I am taking your place.
Are you a union man?
It's a genuinely funny film, and the humor helps overcome some of the pacing issues. Act 1, for example, drags on a bit as Fred chases Ginger around and starts to look like a creep when she repulses him again and again, only after she's finally told him her name.
You didn't tell me your name.
Mimi!
Oh, that voice.
Mimi?
Mimi! Are we told that she's actually married? When she's not refusing Fred's advances, there's not a lot for Ginger to do in the early scenes, which leads me to think that the original play had a lot less of this character in it. They upped her screen time just to get more Ginger. And come on, who doesn't want more Ginger Rogers in their movies?
I've grown to like both of you tremendously.
Still, when Act 2 starts, they get to Brighton, Tonetti shows up, the plot kicks in, and everything really comes together.
Cigarette?